We are now recording.
All right. Well, picking up from the Crystal Caves last post by Traveler at 7:46 p.m. Cheery looked a bit confused and then finished up her task. Once she was sure the transceiver was properly hidden, she returned to Tessara in the safety of the cavern. She smiled. "What's wrong, Tessara?" And Tessara will, so we're end in between there and start here. Tessara will look a little confused and say, "There were soldiers, warriors passing right through here. Didn't you hear them?"
Yeah, I did. They were just hunters, not very bright. I can hide. After all, I'm Master Thaltanis' Padawan, says with a smile.
Tessara will grin. "Very well done, Padawan. But I have some communications I need to make with my team. So go check on your sisters, and I'll come see you guys in just a moment."
She nods and runs off, and ECD can now continue.
"Hey guys, sorry. Uh, there were guards in the hallway of the sewers, and I could not speak until I was sure they were gone and wouldn't overhear us."
Thank goodness everything's okay.
"Yes, absolutely. I have heard everything that you've said. I can leave the girls here and try and go get the part that you need in the spaceport, but there seems to be some confusion over what we're doing from what Astra is asking versus what Durro would like. Can you guys clarify what you want me to do? Do we really want me to go get the part or not?"
In order to make this frigate operational, we're going to need that part anyway.
Frigate? I thought we were talking about a bomb.
Got to keep all the balls in the air. We are talking about a bomb. We're also talking about making sure this thing is operational.
Master Thaltanis?
Yes.
I'm going to leave the girls here in the cavern and head to get this part for them, unless you give a different order.
I trust you all to act in the ways that best fit your circumstances, while I am otherwise indisposed. You are where you are. You know what is going on around you. I only have a limited view of your circumstances, and I trust you to act in a smart way.
All right, I'll go speak to the girls and I'll be on my way.
Astra is currently glaring at Durro.
Hodge shoots Chris kind of a confused look. The smart way? We're being given two directives here. One says attack, the other one says stop the attack.
You have literally said 4 things in the last 5 minutes. I don't know what we're doing. I'm gonna go start putting explosive on things, and hopefully you'll figure it out because I'm ready to shoot something, and I'm not entirely sure who that is yet.
Could they hear him grumbling in the background?
No, he's too far away.
Okay. So which is it? Do we get the communications relay on this frigate moving so that we can call off the attack of the Bakash going onto the Queen's ship? Or do we join them and make it possible for them to actually attack the Armada?
Well, the ship itself without the parts useless, but we have 40 drones. We can finish arming them with missiles and firearms. Question is, getting from here back to the spaceport being undetected. We can use the drones to carry us and get back in a fraction of the time, but we need to plan our route accordingly.
Forgive me, I was actually asking my captain.
Perhaps to prevent confusion, Taj, when you're speaking to us, put your hand near your ear. That way, Kreesk will know you're speaking to us and not to him.
Master, you saw the same vision I did.
Yes, I did, and it seems we both took an entirely different message from it.
She's not crazy. For once in my time of being your apprentice, listen to me, please.
I do listen to you, but now is not the time to remind you of that or run through the list of all the times that I have. As I see it, Hodge, there needs to be a mixture of both plans. If you can get off world and rendezvous with the Bakash fleet, you would be able to help lead an effective assault on the Queen's Armada. Before that can happen, they need to be warned not to charge headlong into the trap, and we need to somehow disable the Queen's interdictor. Ideally, the interdictor can be used to do most of the work for us, and we should be able to avoid putting the majority of the Bakash in danger. Their fleets will be used for mopping up operations.
If this fails and we fail to kill the Queen, Master, she will destroy this world anyways. She'll destroy this world and everyone here and every other world just to get to us. We can stop this without a fight. You taught me better than this, Master.
I know I also taught you that the role of the Jedi is similar to that of the immune system in a body. The dark side is corruption, like a cancer. Our job is to fight it, not to make deals with it, not to try to understand it, but to eradicate it.
You sound just like a hunter, Master. I think your own issues with the dark side are clouding your judgment here. There's something far more darker and far worse coming. We need her help and her fleet to destroy it. I've already seen it in a vision, Master. Not to mention the fact that I've just pointed out she found the Who. Look at her guards. They match the descriptions, the images in the temple on Prelock.
I was not privy to the temple on Prelock. I was never invited inside.
Can Astra share the images of the temple with him?
Sure can.
And Astra is going to share the images from inside the temple with Durro so he can see what she's talking about. What do I have to roll?
You can take 10.
Yay, I'm going to take 10.
Out of character, I was not there, and honestly, a lot of Astra's statements right now, for me as a player, are coming out of left field, so Do the images that she does the image that she shows Durro, does the Sith armor match the pre-locked temple drawings?
The Sith armor, no, but the forces aboard the Queen's flagship, the forces that Durro walked in front of, there is a striking similarity.
Master, she was looking for the tomb of the Who. I think she found them. She's got the clue we need to defeat Melora and the Swarm. The Who were the ones that did it the first time.
So you
Yes,
would have us make a deal with the self-proclaimed Avatar of Darkness to let continue one form of corruption in order to fight another.
Master, I thought the Jedi followed the will of the Force, not some
And the will of the Force strives
doctrine
towards balance.
created.
The will of the Force strives towards balance. The Queen causes imbalance.
But this isn't our fight. The Who is. Or the Who, yeah. I'm sorry. The Swarm is. In order to defeat the Swarm, we have to ally with the Sith. The Sith isn't our fight. I've seen it. It's Raza and Chiri's fight. It's not ours. Yes, the Queen is going to rise, and yes, the kids might hate us for this, but it is the only way that we are going to preserve the prelate, or the goodness. It is the only way that we are going to save the Prakash and the rest of the galaxy, Master.
The only way. We will be unable to. It will be impossible for us to locate the tomb of the Who ourselves.
If she's already found it, odds are she's got guards there. Whatever is there is incredibly powerful. Again, they defeated the Swarm and Melora in the first place. She's got what we need.
You do realize that a negotiation means that both parties, while they don't get exactly what they want, do get something. If we make an alliance with the Queen, if we allow her to continue to cause corruption and chaos in this part of space, then any death and destruction that occurs at her hands from this point out is that blood is on our hands. Do you want that on your conscience? Because
Master,
we
she
can stop her
said,
right here.
no, we can't. Did you not see what happened in the vision? Did you not see the dragon? We can't fight our way out of this, Master, and we need her help. She said she would return to her own space, her borders, and wait for your call to come help us fight the Swarm. She's
Yes,
already told us.
she is going to continue her dark ways within her own space, enslaving people, killing people.
They already are enslaved, Master.
May I interrupt?
By all means.
I feel like there's a piece of this that we might be missing, and it might be next to impossible, but has the other Astra arrived upon the Queen's ship yet?
I
Because
don't know. I had planned on going to look for her.
her seer abilities are intensively powerful. Not that yours are not, Astra, but she may be able to see something within this that is a balance between the two of you right now. Durro has a very good point, Astra. I understand what he's saying. Are we selling our souls to the Sith, and what will that do to us? And on the other hand, Astra, has obviously seen something that is causing her great distress and worry that we will fail in our fight against the swarm if we do not ally ourselves with the queen. These are two opposing ideas, and a third opinion might not be a bad idea.
Master, it's more than just that one vision that I saw. This goes back to the vision I had shortly after meeting you guys with Raza.
I thought you had changed that future.
Out of character, has Astra shown Durro that vision?
I'm pretty sure she has.
Okay. It doesn't matter. The Force still corrected itself in some way. This fight isn't ours. It's the next generation that's going to rise up and deal with the Queen. We have to deal with the swarm, or the entire galaxy dies. And sometimes that means doing something that we don't necessarily agree with. What if it's the will of the Force that we make a deal with the Queen? I hear lots of typing.
It's Davis!
How is that possible when I haven't hit push to talk?
Because I can hear every keystroke, every mouse click. I'm dying. I'm like, I'm in a rainstorm.
I'm like, it's typing. Shoot, did I do something wrong?
Pitter patter of little wyvern feet.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Hello? Okay. So when I was typing, I was not hitting push to talk. So that you guys heard my typing is insane. Anyway, sorry, I won't do it again.
Right, where were we?
All right, Astra, so are you just going to offer a passionate argument that we must trust the Queen, or do you have an idea of how to actually go about getting what we need and preventing chaos and corruption as much as possible?
I know someone who might. And Astra will look around for Ashante.
Both see Ashante kind of looking off to the side, head slightly. And she looks up almost surprised and looks right at Astra's like,
Do you know of any way we can make a deal with the Queen without her turning on us or causing further chaos outside of her her borders?
Durro, me,
I don't know if that gets me what I need, sure.
well, I don't know what you need, so I don't know what a 10 will get you, so you'll have to let me know what the total is.
1 minute, please.
Okay.
A 10 would give me a total of 18.
And 10 will get you what you need.
Then I shall take 10.
Okay. You sense concern here from her. There are
Something about those ways not to your liking.
already dancing close to said in that place my joy cross in will you me down and do?
I don't know. But I also thought you were trying to avoid that path.
There is alchemy capable. Find two party specific ritual.
Right. Well, then to allow you to use such a thing, especially to preserve the existence of the Queen of the Sith, is out of the question. And Durro will look at Astra and say, to ask Ashanti to do this, to use the Queen of the Sith as a weapon against the Swarm, would be no different than summoning the powers of the dark side ourselves. If you attempt to utilize chaos and corruption, when you impose your will on others and on the Force, then you are using the dark side. You yourself have become a corruptive cancer. We could do as you suggest and gain a powerful ally and weapon against the Swarm. But at what cost? What will we become in order to fight what we see as evil? We may stand over Melora's lifeless corpse, for lack of a better term, only to look around and find that we have become the very thing we swore to destroy. I won't allow that. We can defeat Melora and the dark side without succumbing to it ourselves.
Yes, Master.
Work with the Prakash fleet. Take out the interdictor if we can. Use it to our advantage. Take out their communication hubs so they can't talk to their own people. Is this what I'm hearing?
That does sound like our best plan going forward.
And what of the Queen, Master?
If all goes right, she should be destroyed with her fleet.
And if it doesn't, she'll continue to spread chaos.
And we will deal with her. Even if she survives and the fleet is destroyed, she will have lost a great deal of resources.
And who knows how many more of these ships she has in her own space.
When the attack happens, will you and Astra and the clone be able to get off of her ship? She may take it quite personally.
I hope so. I will do my best to ensure that we can. I need to locate the other Astra and a way off this ship, and a way to do so before the attack happens. It will be a question of timing. The Queen has pledged to let us leave if we so desire. We would have to make that request and be well away right before the Bakash attack, because the moment she lets us off her ship, she is going to want to completely destroy the Bakash world and begin her rampage across their space. It would have to be a perfectly timed maneuver where we leave her ship with her blessing, and before she has a chance to cause any chaos, her fleet is attacked.
We're gonna need to be in space in order to contact the Pakash fleet at all. So it's going to be a little more tricky than that. We can't just contact them from this frigate unless we can get this thing airborne and into Atmo.
The frigate can still be the distraction it was originally intended to be, a distraction to allow the Gungnir to take off. The Gungnir is space and hyperspace capable.
Without question, we're gonna need a little more time. There are some 40-odd drones on this frigate that we're gonna want to move to the Gungnir. They're going to be useful later, and that's going to take some time to fly them over. Especially if we're trying to do it surreptitiously.
Do you have enough time to execute these goals before the Bakash fleet arrives?
That's another problem. Astra can't tell me when they're due to arrive. I asked. Question is, how much
Master,
time can you buy me?
I'm unsure. The longer I delay in playing her game, the higher the Queen tries to raise the stakes. I would rather not be responsible for more death and destruction in the name of delaying tactics.
Master, we're also forgetting something really, really important.
Yes.
The Queen's Armada isn't here. It's hidden. It's
Yes,
nearby,
I
but
know.
it's not here.
Yes, I know, which is why I said the Queen's communication systems would need to be jammed, so that the Pakash can destroy her flagship and hopefully her without her calling for reinforcements.
That was on my list of things to do.
But wouldn't the lack of communication possibly cause them to come and investigate?
Perhaps. And by then she will be dead, and her fleet destroyed. Well, the fleet she has here.
Sarah, If we send one of those drones, it'll take about an hour to get to you. Can you take that hour and find a gyro stabilizer?
Yes, I've informed Cheery, and I'm already on my way.
We're gonna need her in the headhunter. She's probably the only one who can fly it.
She was only ever instructed on how to fly the shuttle. I'm not sure how different the headhunter would be from the shuttle.
It's faster and more maneuverable, but the basic controls are the same.
I don't feel comfortable separating her from her sisters, as I've had to step away to do this. I left her in charge to watch them and guard over them. I will try to get this gyro stabilizer to you quickly, and then we'll have to see when I get back with it how quickly I can get her to the headhunter. It's
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Don't we have another pilot other than a child?
You and our new friend seem to have the same thought. She's a better pilot than I am.
Yes, but she's also only like 6.
No, Cheery's 9.
Oh, right. Cheery's 9. Sorry. She's also only 9 years old. You want to send her into a firefight in a fighter? That doesn't sound like a very good idea, nor does it sound like sound tactics.
Fine. Understood.
It also will leave all of her sisters.
I said I understood you. I will take the helm of the headhunter. Let's get to work. And Hodge will turn back to Krisk and say, we need to get that drone out to Tassara. She's going to go find the gyro stabilizer for us. We need to get the rest of these to the Gunir, under the nose of the Sith fleet that's outside. And then we need to get back into the city, into the port, rather, with that monstrosity. I'm taking the headhunter up to the interdictor. We need to get you onto the board the Gunir so that you can contact the fleet once we get that thing up in the air.
Out of character, who were you speaking to just now, Haj?
Krisk.
Okay.
Durro.
Sound check, mic working now?
Yeah.
So, as the conversation's unfolding, Dante will move alongside you, and then
Okay.
the whisper.
Listen was 20.
Say again. You were cut over.
Does he sense it?
Roll sense.
Okay.
May add your force.
Okay, well that bumps it up to 15.
Sense something. It's hard to finger on it. There's a lot of darkness. Pretty sure it's because of all the Sith around. Something else, and it's like sense on that.
What exactly is it?
There.
I see. Do you think the Queen was responsible for that world?
I do.
There's uh, a dragon-like creature on board.
Yes, there are ancient forces at work here. There could be a connection. I'll keep it in mind.
I saw this creature before the Queen and I went into that meditative trance.
You saw the dragon creature before you saw a vision of it.
Yes, Master. It was in her meditation chamber underneath her garden.
I see. I wonder if it's still there.
I think she called it Mikkel. And she claimed it would protect us as we were meditating.
How much of what Astra and Durro are saying is being heard by everyone on the EDC on the assumption that we can't hear Ashanti?
You cannot hear Ashante. Doesn't have a. They're hearing it through telepathy, so you can only hear their conversation.
Are we not responding via telepathy and they would only hear our conversation with each other?
No, because it's always been assumed that you guys are talking to Ashante over voice. And in fact, because other people who have not heard or seen Ashante before, and yet people still talk to Ashante who could see her through their voice, it was perceived that they were like talking to themselves, which became a common trope amongst me. Oh, are you talking to Ashante?
Right.
Oh, wait for it. You hear Hodge's voice come through y'all's conversation up there. Did you say something about her having a creature similar to what we encountered on Origin?
Huh?
For the record, Astra is the only one who has seen it. I glimpsed it in the vision I helped her have, but as for it being in the Queen's chamber, I did not see it.
Can we not then call out to Alangidi and have an ally in our side on all of this?
We don't know how to call her.
Chiri does, though. Well, she may not consciously know, but she is the one who called out before.
It seems your young Padawan has a role to play after all, if you're of a mind to be open to it.
That depends. Is she going to be on the front lines?
No,
Then
we
that
just
should be acceptable.
need her help to reach out to your friend, the little puppet. Or her mistress. No voice, Aim. We didn't hear you.
If Durro asks her to, she will do it, but it will be a while before I can get back to her to say that. She doesn't have an ECD connection, and I'm already quite a distance from her.
Well, ask her as soon as you are able. There is nothing to be done for it now.
And we're just simply requesting Chiri to contact the dragon and ask for assistance? Help? How should we word that?
An intervention?
I mean, perhaps we could ask her if she knows. I'm sorry, hang on. Before I say this, out of character, was the name mentioned? Mikhail?
Yes, it was.
Okay, thank you. I just didn't want to flub that up. So back in. We could ask her if she knows of this Mikhail. She might know if that's a creature like herself or not.
She is likely to want something from us in return.
True. Who doesn't?
Just something to keep in mind.
Well, we won't know until we ask, and if we've got that sort of ally, even for a price. And the price may simply be the freedom of one of her people. How do we know that that creature isn't being kept against its will?
Your thought is the same as mine, Haj. I've wondered since hearing about this. She seems to be the type of person who isn't past slavery. If this creature is there of its own free will, that's a different story. But if she has somehow bound him to her and we find a way to free this creature, he might be willing to assist us.
The only way we'd know that is by talking to him.
True. And not to sound naive, but Astro, will you be accompanying Durro to his afternoon conversations with the Queen, or are you free to roam?
I don't know.
Just something to think about, that if you don't have to accompany him, it might allow you to do some more information gathering.
Unfortunately, getting to Mikhail would mean going with Durro and gaining access to the Queen's private meditation chamber.
Well, regardless of whatever else happens next, we won't be going alone. These ECDs are going to stay live. We want to be able to hear everything and share information. If we shut them down and bring them up too often, we could short them out, making them useless. And this way we all stay in the loop.
I agree.
Assume anything that you say is on a live mic.
Let's just hope that it remains undetected and that voices in our heads are not too distracting.
Well, I mean, I've had voices in my head for quite some time, Master. It's not been a problem for me.
I suppose that depends on your perspective.
Oh?
See you all on the other side.
And may the Force be with us.
And with you.
All right. Is the hold on. Make sure I get this right. Is the via the ECD concluded?
I think so, yeah. Unless we want to leave it live for conversations that go on continuously as these scenes unfold.
No. I understand that. What I'm saying is, if this conversation is concluded, then I will remove the vortex, and you guys will reintegrate the time stream.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And that's what we'll do. So, Tassara, you are sneaking your way spaceport.
Yes, very, very, very stealthily and quietly.
Okay. You pop the hatch, poke around. Sith are gone. See a handful lingering around the gun. That's about it. You must. I mean, there's the ship directly above the spaceport, but that's it.
That's Quinn's ship, right?
Imagine
How far above the spaceport?
about kilometer, 2 kilometers.
Okay.
Point blank range if you're talking shipboard weapon. Give me a spot check.
12.
Okay. What you doing?
First thing that she's going to do is try and locate this part that she's been asked to retrieve.
Okay. Where are you gonna search?
That same area that she was in when she got the water seemed to have parts in it. I'm assuming they sent her a picture of what it looks like.
I'm assuming they could have. Perfect sense that they would have.
Right, because Cesaro wouldn't know what it looked like without it. So she'll start just quietly moving around to see if there is any.
Okay.
She's trying to see if that same guy that she saw earlier is here and if he's still asleep.
He is not here. However, give me a search check. All the four craft in here are small fighter-like craft.
13 on search.
Excuse me. You do not find what you're looking for in this hangar. Another hangar.
Okay, so she puts her hood up and slips out of that hangar and starts walking across the spaceport towards another hangar.
Okay. You enter this hangar. Go ahead and give me a search check.
18.
Okay. You do manage to locate exactly what you're. Matter of calling in for a drone. It took you about an hour and a half to find it. You did manage to find
So she taps her comlink and says, "It's a go for part."
I'm wicked sorry. I missed that. Say again.
She taps her comlink and says, "It's a go for part." And she looks on the wall. Is there like a number for the hangar?
There are numbers, or there are markings on the, so you can identify where you.
Okay, so she gives them the information as to which hangar it is.
Kreese can hear the open comm link. It's not like the ECD.
Right.
Okay, I thought we were still in ECD.
Nope. She did say she tapped a comm link, so my comm link went off so that you can hear it.
Okay, so we'll say, I guess our dialogue was past tense compared to her, since it took, what, an hour and a half to find the part?
Yes.
Sorry, I just had a total brain fart.
It happens.
Good. With the part on the way, we can finish getting the drones set up. Like I said, I think our best plan is to use them the way I spoke of earlier,
Hmm.
and change controls over to the Gungnir the moment you're clear.
Absolutely. And I'll take point on getting that part. And she will go ahead and take control of the drone to pilot the drone to go fetch the part from Tassara.
Okay.
Two things I need to look for as well.
About an hour later, the drone arrives. Tassara affixes it to the drone, and the take off and bring the part back to the bring the part back to the frigate. Total flight time is roughly about hour and 40.
Okay, once it's loaded and has left, she's gonna go quietly and as like inconspicuously as possible back to the original hangar and go back down into the manhole.
Okay, you can do that.
Okay. So,
I was responding to something.
oh, okay, sorry.
So, all right. So back on the flagship, Durro, you have about an hour before lunch. Doing.
Well, she had promised him that he could see these children that she has aboard, and he also, if he has time, wants to try and find other Astra.
Okay. Well, how are you gonna do either task?
Did the Queen not give him instructions who to see, who to ask to see the children?
Are a pair of outside your quarters you could.
All right, then he would relay what he and the Queen had discussed and ask to see the children.
Yeah, the monks will follow, and oh, it's a female. Familiar her species, definitely humanoid. You're human. Got these like in all the other monks, these metal pieces woven into her skin. As you guys are working your way down the corridor, a group of Sith warriors that are crisscrossing, and you notice that step aside.
So to the monk, he'll just make the comment, VIPs.
Growl at you. Monk makes no. Girl can count on two hands, and
Okay.
as he works his way through, they finally come to a door, and the monk will, dial in a code access hatch, or will still motion you to enter.
You will.
There's probably about 10, 15 blue skin, various ages. Almost all of them are male. There are a few females, genuinely all. Oldest is late teens, youngest, you know, a youngest is early.
Does he see the child he is looking for?
Give me an in check to see if you remember what it looked like.
The intelligence check was a nat 20. The spot check was a 4. Or sorry, an 8. 4 was what.
Well, luckily for you, you do remember who you're looking for. Unfortunately, you didn't see the access code. You had covered it.
Yeah, I figured.
Sorry about that.
It is what it is.
That's why you have a skill called Disable Device.
The access code would have been easier and left fewer or less of a trace, but so does he see the child he has come for?
He does.
He will make a show of inspecting various of the children, looking at them, sizing them up, and then after looking at most of them, he will point out the one that he came for, and let the monk know that when the time comes, that is the one he is selected. Is it the same boy that was brought into the room with the queen?
Same one you asked for. But as she
Then
promised,
he would reiterate that.
yeah, as she promised, you're allowed to pick and choose any one of these.
All right. And how long did all that take?
About say about 20 minutes.
Well, once he made the selection, he will ask to be returned to his quarters.
He'll escort you back out again, back to your.
Do the monks stay outside the door?
Yes, monks outside the door.
I take it there are no other ways out of the room.
And you could go through the uh, large window, but that the fall would take you pretty far down to the planet below.
Uh-huh. So are we in atmosphere now?
No, I was just being snarky.
Right.
You have a beautiful storefront window which gives the entire front of the ship, even the negative space uh, directly below you. Quite a beautiful ship.
Good to know if our party pulls a holdo maneuver, we'll be at ground zero.
Yeah, like I said, you have a beautiful panoramic view of this entire ship and near space around it.
Can he look out and see the other ships of the fleet?
You can. You look out, you can see the two Imperial Nebulon Bs, a couple of there's the two apologize. I know what I'm looking. I know what I want to. Karak. Couple of Karak. Yeah, nose that interdictor holding. The TIE fighters in groups of 4 working their patrols.
All right, nice view.
Yeah.
Time to find other Astra. If he sits and meditates, can he find her using the Force?
Roll sense.
Oh, 6. Rolled a 4, plus 2 for wisdom, total of 6. Dice does not like me tonight.
Doesn't appear so.
Are there spots on the ship that he cannot sense,
Give
such as the Queen's chamber?
give me a sense check.
Ooh, I rolled a 9 this time.
There are things you can't sense in. There's a great many of them. You've not sure. I think you felt something similar to this on Lock.
A place where the Force cannot be felt? Or some other sensation?
Like uh, a place where it's hard for the Force to penetrate. It's several decks up. If you remember correctly, areas were as you were brought down into this area. Sorry, not up, down. Several decks down. If you remember correctly, as you were brought into this area from the hangar bay, it you remember them being it might have been I think like barracks.
Alright, well, time to take a look, I guess.
All right, doing
Going to go take a look.
okay. So you get up and you walk out.
Yep,
Monk is looking at you.
I'm going for a walk. That is allowed, isn't it?
A half nod and then follow you.
I don't need an escort, but thank you.
Monk does not appear to. Let me rephrase that. The monk continues the path of following you.
Alright, well, Durro is just going to continue walking.
Okay. You walk. What are we looking for? Help me out here.
Looking for a secluded, little used area.
You're on a warship. It's not going to be very easy.
Difficult to find somewhere that does not see a lot of foot traffic.
Looking for a place where you can hack your escort. That might be.
Attack is such a harsh word.
um. There's an area of the kitchen you're pretty sure might, as long as you're quiet, quick.
All right, we'll head to that area then.
Okay. As you're cutting through the kitchen, you see them preparing your lunch, Queen. Quite the effort to prepare a very well, about 20 people. Notice on either side of the kitchen, big, tall guards. As you move past them to that spot, and still quite a ways, no reason for alarm, but hard for you to trust or sense them.
So he cannot summon the force easily?
No. And I'm saying on the individual, a mystic force.
Right.
Sense.
Yes, it does. So he finds what he feels is a suitable spot.
He does.
Okay, cool. That was supposed to be a gift, but for some reason it's not moving. I think you all get the idea, though. Hello.
I'm lost.
You know that scene in that really bad movie? Well, not really bad, but probably the best of the three, but that's not a high bar.
Christ, dude, just tell me what you want to do. Don't make a political statement out of it.
Not a political statement, you jerk. Force sleep. Wave hand. She collapses asleep.
Uh-huh. Are you gonna roll those dice? Back to mind.
Roger, roger.
Get my dice roller. See if the dice gods love you.
Oh, now they come through. Nat 20 for a total of 27.
Nice. Tell you what. Back to mind. 7. Give 20. Ba-ba. Ba-ba. Ba. Ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba. Ba-ba. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. So you come up to them and you put your hand there in front of her. They sleep. Looks at
No, he doesn't say anything. He just does the Kylo Ren thing. Wave his hand
you.
subtly, preferably from behind her.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's not the way it works. You have to give a command.
What about a mental command?
Uh, that would require a telepathic dice roll.
Oh, never mind then.
Give me sleight of hand.
Okay.
See if you can cover this up and make it not look like. That works. Okay, so you do manage to like discreetly be like, do the don't you feel tired? Does not appear to be aware of.
All right. Well, fantastic. Force doesn't work on these assholes. You know, it's great that I've spent the entire game making a Jedi character, and every band of enemies we come across are immune to the Force.
This one's not immune to the force.
Did Durro just say asshole?
I rolled a 19, dude. Give me a break. There are pots and pans here. As far as that goes, I'm going to tell you it would be easier for you to just make it to hit roll and do it with your own damn hand.
I thought the force would be not only capable of making it come from an unexpected direction, but generate more force than him actually swinging.
Well, that depends. Do you want to kill her? Or you just want to knock her ass out?
No, but I want to ensure she gets knocked out, and that even if she rolls another 19, that it's gonna work. If mechanically the force is inferior to him just picking it up, then he'll just pick it up and swing it.
Thank you. It's not inferior. It's just that complexity, you know, grows.
I think the writers of this game hate the force. So what do I actually need to roll?
Good hit roll, dude. Got her flat footed.
Okay, but it's not with a weapon. Is there a way to roll an attack without a weapon?
Melee combat. That's it. Nothing else. Just melee combat. I mean, if you have like primitive weapons, then it fall under that against
I think he does. I think it's a class bonus for the or a class thing for the consular. Oh no, that's simple weapons, not primitive weapons. Or is that the same thing?
you. It don't matter. It's one way, half dozen the other.
Okay, I'm just wondering. So is it just D20 plus his melee bonus? Because there's no little dice symbol next to the melee.
That is correct.
All right, total was 19.
Hit. You're not trying to do damage, right? You're just trying to incapacitate.
That is correct.
Okay. All right. Well, like, oh man, these are some pretty nice cookware you got here, and then, ping, she'll collapse.
All right, can I leave the kitchen in a direction that is not going to arouse suspicion of the guards I just passed to get in here?
Sure. There is a service entrance to this area.
All right, we will take that out of here and continue on towards the mysterious area I want to check out.
Okay. All right. So, moving your way down, you go down a few decks. You're roughly just above the hangar decks. And as you remember, area looks like barracks.
Is there anybody around?
Yeah. Again, you see those large warriors. Some of them are sleeping. Others are standing while aides are putting their armor on. Their armor is pretty thick and heavy.
Is there a way to move towards what he can sense as his goal without being seen?
Are your
Oh, in here is the place where he couldn't feel.
right? The individual, like the guards in the kitchen.
Oh, well, that's a bust. What species are they?
It's hard. It's hard to tell what species they are because they're human, but they stand literally 9 to 12 feet tall. They're huge. At first glance, you thought, okay, they they're it's their armor which makes them look big. No, they're just big.
And this is their barracks.
It is. Well,
Is there
Durro
anything else
Durro
interesting?
Durro assumes one of their barracks. I didn't hear your other question.
Is there anything else interesting in these barracks other than the big guys?
They appear to be there is an idol for at the far end of the barracks where you can see a couple of them. They're praying.
What is the idol in the form of?
It looks like the
Interesting.
You also notice in their barracks, they barracks with their weapons. Along the center aisles where the beds are, there are racks for their large ballistic weapons, swords.
Well, really doesn't want to get caught here, so if there is nothing of super note, he is going to go back the way he came, because his main mission is still to locate other Astra.
Okay.
If he did not sense her, it stands to reason that if they have her aboard ship, they may be suppressing her force abilities to prevent her from escaping, similar to the Queen's own chamber when she's playing with people. Aside from that chamber and these barracks, was there any other part of the ship where he could not use the force to sense? Like, a blind spot or a void spot in the force?
You can find yourself another like a janitor's closet and kind of push yourself in there and center yourself and reach out to the force. Give me another sense check.
I thought he just would have noted all such areas the first time.
Yeah, well, you rolled crappy the first time, so I'm giving you a chance to do it again.
That is true. I appreciate that. Oh, yay, a 21 this time.
right. You do find a rather large area of the ship. It's at least 2, 3 decks and quite a large section of the ship. It's it is definitely a place where you cannot penetrate through.
All right, well, let's go check that out.
Okay. Moving through, you find yourself entering familiar terrain. You know that the deck above is the Queen's garden. Deck below was her personal was her personal quarters. You don't know if there are any other accesses other than through the garden.
So, was the garden the only spot on the ship that he could not penetrate with the Force?
Correct. Well, the garden and the deck below.
And he's not aware of any quarters other than the Queen's or prison cells beneath the Queen's garden, right?
Not aware of them. I mean, they don't exist.
Right, I know. Just double checking. All right, well, we'll try to break our way in. See if we can find an access that is not through the Queen's garden, if possible.
Okay. Yeah, search check.
Anyone?
Okay. You do manage to find a air vent that's just big enough for you to crawl your way. It if your estimations are right, based off of your last time you did farsing in this, not farsing, but projection in this area, could put you at least close to that inner chamber.
All right. Does it?
Well, you gonna crawl through?
Well, yes.
Okay. Gonna roll a move silently.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
22.
So you slide your way in there and pop out, and it takes you a little bit for your eyes to adjust because it's super fucking dark. The only lights you see are torches along the walls that barely illuminate the monks guarding the.
Okay. So we found a cult room. With the low lighting and his godlike stealth, can he hide?
Hasn't been seen yet.
Well, let's try to keep it that way.
Entirely up to your decisions.
Well, I want to see if I can figure out what they're doing here, but I don't want to get caught while doing it. Is he still in the vent, or is he in the room?
He is in the room.
Is there anywhere he can hide before they spot him?
There doesn't appear to be any furniture or anything else in this other than hear the dripping of water.
Where is the dripping coming from?
We're in the darkness.
Alright, well, that is not helpful.
Well, unfortunately, all Durro can see is the walls directly around where he exited the vent.
And also, it's a corridor, not a room.
No, it's more of a chamber than.
And the monks are just standing there?
Kind of weird. They're just standing there.
Standing where? Along the walls, in front of doors?
Nope, along the walls. Yeah, listen, check.
Roger, roger. $16.
Breathing. Opposite way of where you hear the water drip. Deep. And keep in mind, this is an area that is cut off from the force. Rose relying only on his skills and his abilities.
All right. Well, I'm gonna reach out to the other force and poll the party. What do we think?
I wonder if he found the dragon.
That is my suspicion, and I'm half tempted to just say "F it" and approach it. But all these monks and everything.
Is there any light in the room at all? Candlelight, torches, anything, or is it just completely dark?
There are torches along the wall where Durro is. The thing is you would think that there's torches on the other wall. You can't see anything.
So if he was to inch along the wall, would he hit one of the monks if he continued to move that way?
Yes.
Should have brought the frying pan with me.
Well, here's a question. Do the monks react to him at all?
They appear to have not noticed.
The reason I'd ask that is because previously during the Queen of the Sith and Astra's original conversation, Astra tried to interact with the monks and they completely ignored her as well, so I'm wondering if they're autonomous.
Yes, well, Astra was not where she was not invited, so
That is true.
I mean, if there's no way for you to be able to see in what is breathing, you cannot use the force, but if Durro has good like spatial recognition and you close your eyes and listen to the breathing, you could probably guess how big the thing is that's breathing. And the other thing that you could try is reaching out with just your mind to ask, what is in this room? Not through the force, just like think like you're telepathically talking to somebody and see if anything happens.
Now, if Durro does move from the wall, his eyes will adjust. He will be able to see immediately around him. Won't be moving through pitch black.
Can he wait for his eyes to adjust by the wall, or are the torches throwing that off?
It's he can. The torches do add a little bit of hindrance to that, so he can move in this chamber.
And the breathing, is it towards the opposite wall, toward the middle of the chamber? Is it along the wall?
So picture Durro roughly about 3/4 down here. Picture a large oval. Okay. Durro's about 3/4 of the way down on the bottom of the oval. The breathing's coming from the left, water dripping's coming from the right. That help you?
Yeah, a little. All right. Well, if it's cut off from the force in that dark, hopefully it hinders the monk's vision as well as Durro's. So we'll move silently towards the breathing.
Okay. All right. So you continue moving silently towards the breathing and get about maybe about 40, 50 paces talking. Queen's voice. She is explaining she's explaining something.
What is she explaining? You say lunch?
Yeah. Explaining.
Ooh, sneak preview.
Give me a spot check.
Okay.
Make out forms. Hear a second voice. Queen's voice. Yes, my God. Will.
I thought the first voice was the queen's voice.
Was.
So there are two voices that both sound like the queen. Hello?
Yes?
I didn't hear an answer to that question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear a question. My bad.
I said, so there were two voices, two different voices. They both sounded like the queen.
There were two different voices, but it's near impossible for Durro to tell the difference. They both sound.
Oh,
But through the darkness, definitely tell there are two figures, not the queen talking to herself.
did he see anything else? The cause of the breathing sound?
You're not there yet.
Okay, well, we will continue to move silently. Keep an eye on the one or two queens.
Okay.
Make sure that we're not getting too close. We'll likely be spotted.
Give me a spot check. I can tell you how close you have to get. Not bad. See a creature curled up. Hard to make it out. It looks like a mound.
Where are the queens in relation to the creature?
You've moved past them.
Ah, okay. As he moved past, was he able to make out more detail on them?
No, um, not from what you could tell.
Okay.
You would have had to change course to head towards them to get a better detail. Following the
Okay. Okay. Can he get closer to the creature?
sure can. You have to make another move silently check.
Okay. No, the opposite of the previous one.
Hear breathing change.
I know he cannot access the force, but he is going to still do his best to project a calming aura, think calming thoughts, body language, posture, even how he moves, conveying that it does not mean any harm.
You hear Queen's voice speak loudly, authority. Our sanctum has faded, and now you feel thunder, not a thunderous, but rumbling as appears to be almost like a glow. Hissing sound, water vapor.
Okay.
Getting brighter.
What's getting brighter?
That glow directly ahead of you. I like my gift. Isn't my gift cute?
It's probably the dragon readying a fireball.
Did you see my gift, Durro?
Oh, with the duck?
Can you give me a reflex check, please?
Alrighty.
So, seeing the glow ahead of you and your uttering of the word duck, you drop to the ground as the air directly above you starts to incinerate as you feel the hot flames of that creature. You can make out his form directly ahead of you. It's not. How do I explain this? It's. I think the best way to explain this would be charisma check. And by the way, you take no damage because you're wearing an all-weather cloak, so it will protect you from the heat damage of being ducked.
All right. So I need to make a what check?
Charisma. Going to base your reaction on. Okay, so that's up to you to interpret. The very first time you've seen, heard of them, they do exist. Never faced one, and it's gone dark again. Actually, no. Give me a spot check because it. Okay, apparently the light fucked with your night vision, so you didn't get a whole lot, but definitely can hear movements around you. Durro, what do you?
Move silently to be anywhere but where he is right now.
Okay, go roll. Move silently, please. Okay. Hear the queen's voice. Come to assassinate me.
Yeah, we're not taking the bait.
Maybe be your friend.
Yeah, let her guess all she wants. We're not taking the bait.
What are you doing? You can feel through the dex vibration that creature talking.
Then all of a sudden you hear it sneeze.
All right.
I didn't realize my mic was on. I'm so sorry, y'all.
I mean, hey, maybe the dragon's allergic to the dark side. Poor thing is in constant pain down here. Actually, you know what? Durro is not going to ignore the queen. He is not here to assassinate her, obviously, but he will approach the two queens, and when she had called out, he would reply, "Actually, I was lost on my way to the bathroom."
But you only approach one queen.
Okay.
The bathroom. My innermost.
Like I said, I got lost.
Not. You hear, and you hear that burning sound again as the top of the chamber erupts with fire. You can see around you charge her, monks on either.
Very impressive. Now, if you could just point me to the nearest bathroom, I'll find my way.
He walks up to you. Give me a bluff check.
Alright. $17.
I suppose. So, how did you?
Intruder window?
No.
Well, I suppose it depends on your definition.
To point to one of the monks. He'll approach. Escort him back. Fine. Sing. Be very careful, my escorts. They're not there to keep you. They're there to protect. Who would rather see you see us?
So you still wish an alliance?
In my desire from the very beginning, man.
He'll smile at her and say, well, then I suppose we have a lot to talk about over lunch.
Indeed. You know. Settle. Further. Live. Figure out. Since provided a measure of moved groups. I do hope my faith
I would like to think it's not. Well, I suppose I shall see you at lunch. I have a different throne to attend to.
and as the monk will motion you, see her touch the device on her. A set of stairs will start to descend from the ceiling. Up the stairs and then You're walking up the stairs. Your turn. The light is starting to fade already. And she seems, I mean, she step. It's like she's walking down a corridor, getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And happens really quickly.
So she shrinks until she disappears?
Your perspective, that's what it looks like.
Interesting.
There's also one other thing. Give me a sense.
12.
As you were moving, you noticed that even though there was like a moment where you could feel the force, like the best way to describe it, change shape. A moment, it was gone, back to normal.
Curious.
You're escorted back to your quarters without harm.
Well, main mission was a failure, but definitely an interesting experience.
Was it a failure?
He was trying to locate other Astra, which he did not do.
That there was anywhere if she's on this ship, Durro now knows
That
because
is
he
true.
can't censor.
And not just that, the Queen, that was one of her guesses. Did you come to assassinate me or free your friend?
Yeah. So
So,
before you chalk it up as a failure, look at the information you've gained.
now that is true. Which means I need to brush up on my inner Mission Impossible theme.
So it's 9:52. I want to open it up to general conversation before we wrap it for tonight because I am pretty sure you're confident the bit.
Bathroom, dude. Really?
Hey, I thought that was pretty great.
Hey,
Right?
he did use the throne reference afterwards too, which is hilarious.
Oh, that was extra. That was totally extra.
Yep.
I figured this moment would end up ranking right up there with trying to negotiate with a bug.
No, no, that still takes the cake. That is still the dumbest thing Durro has ever done.
Hold on. The best part of tonight's scene was, "Hey Durro, did you see my gift? What, the duck? Oh, well, can you give me a reflex check?"
That was brilliant.
That was awesome.
Yes, that was a good one.
I actually thought it was going to be the frying pan. Bong.
No, honestly, if you hadn't asked about the gift, I would have asked if he could roll aside or otherwise dodge. I was thinking that direction.
The only problem was you weren't thinking it, you weren't saying it fast enough, and I'm like, oh my god, come on, dude, hurry up, it's coming towards you.
Okay, well, I didn't know that there was timing involved. I thought there was more to the description you were giving because you said something about water and stuff. And
So basically, what you should have heard in the background was doo 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 doo.
yeah, pretty much.
All right,
Wow.
so what exactly do we have set up for each group? Because it kind of got a little sparse there.
What do you mean? Oh, balls.
So we got a drone going to get a part, Tessara's getting on the ship, We're readjusting our configurations for the frigate. Am I missing anything?
Wait. Tassara's not getting on a ship.
Oh, that's right. You found the part in the hangar, didn't you?
Yeah.
Does Durro get any extra for being extra?
And
But he's feeding us. See,
Yeah, the last
extra
time Traveler
food.
had me in that position, there was alcohol involved. That came out all wrong.
Yep.
We're still recording, so I'm not saying anything.
Extra 25. There you cheeky bastard. I love that.
So why does it? A little bit helps. That's the truth, yeah. Um, why did it appear as though she was getting smaller? That was just an optical illusion? Was she going down a hallway? Like, what's that story?
She was obviously realm hopping.
Yeah, she's been referring to shadow walking several times throughout the stories. This is literally her doing it.
I mean, she also said that there were no windows in her chamber, or that lead to the physical world, at least.
Yep.
Oh yeah, nobody mentioned Durro's intruder window joke.
Oh, we mentioned it. When you mentioned it, rather, I noticed.
I was just thinking, wow, Durro.
I will tell you this, dude. Balls of fucking steel. I don't ever want to hear you bitch anymore about this or that being too tough. You just invaded this personal, domain and was cheeky about it.
Right? Big, huge, hairy brass ones, bad pal.
Oh, that's quite an image.
That's an understatement.
There you go.
Oh dear
No,
God.
oh no, we're recording. Yo, that shouldn't be on there.
It just looks like his knees are screwed up.
No,
That is
that's from Paradise PD. I thought he
that,
didn't have that screen up.
that is not his knees. He could have walnuts in his pockets though, so that's legit.
Okay, so
It's
Durro's
so much
gotten led
better.
back to his room. Is that where Astra is?
Well,
Yep.
I need to find out if Astra wants to do anything during that hour that he was out. I mean, is there going to be a staying out of trouble part 2?
Quite possibly.
We'll address
Don't
that.
do it. It's a trap.
I'm gonna pull the party on that one. I'm not sure what Astra's gonna be doing.
Okay, at least
Sleeping off the effects of her drug trips.
She hasn't had any drug. Okay, she had one, but it wasn't technically a drug trip. Go
Yeah, it totally
jump off.
was. Dude, she drank the essence of a Jedi. Totally a drug trip.
I want to puke now again.
Hey, just
I think Astra wants to puke.
Astra doesn't know what it is.
Yes, she does. She put that one together. Thank you.
Christy's trying to say something.
I noticed.
What were you saying, Chris?
Hey, just think. You absorbed a Jedi's essence. If you sit around with your eyes close enough, you can open them and look over and see exactly what I'm showing.
Man, I really wish she could talk to freaking Lord Sereno, but that's apparently impossible.
How does she know that? That she doesn't know who she drank?
No, Astra's supposed to be able to use her kyber crystal to do that, but
You don't even have
I've
your kyber
tried
crystal on.
figuring that one out a few times. Yeah, I'm well aware she doesn't have that on her. It doesn't matter because the last time she tried it, it didn't work.
Rolled like a butthole. Stop blaming bad dice rolls on, oh, it must be impossible.
Still don't think that she doesn't know that she can't do that because of the bottle.
Well, how long does the bottle's effects last, though?
4 hours.
Yeah, it's probably worn off there.
So are you guys happy with what you learned tonight?
Yeah.
Durro doesn't
No,
know
that
where the
wasn't.
bathroom is?
Yeah, Durro can be a little directionally challenged.
Yeah, a little. I would say more than a little.
It's not been my experience. You were saying, sir? You were about to make a comment, Durro, and I got snarky.
Oh, I just cackled. That's all.
Does anyone have any questions about tonight?
Yeah, did he get a good look at the dragon?
Yes.
How big is the dragon in comparison to the queen?
The dragon from nose to tail is roughly about 40 meters. Wingtip to wingtip, about 70 meters.
Is it the same dragon from Astra's vision?
Yes.
Woohoo! I found the dragon, guys!
I thought you were looking for my clone.
Looking for your clothes?
That's
What?
all, one step at a time.
Oh, not close. Oh my gosh.
I mean, you'll need those when your clone is around.
Why? So you can tell the difference between them?
I mean, if it's your clone, is it really looking at somebody else?
Someone who's got a twin, the answer to that is yes.
Twins
Wait,
pass
you have a twin?
You do?
That opens
That
up all kinds of
awesome.
possibilities.
Wait. Is your twin? Are you and your twin identical?
We're not.
Aw.
Sorry.
All right, I'm going to stop
Oh.
recording.
Okay.